The first sign that something was wrong came 3 days before Tobi was supposed to return to America. But by then, he had already invested too much to walk away easily. Pastor Adewale Balogun had built his reputation over decades. In Lagos, people listened when he spoke, especially on matters of marriage. So when he personally introduced Tobi, a Nigerian software engineer based in Houston, to Amara, a fashion business owner in Lekki, no one questioned it. Tobi arrived in Lagos during peak December traffic. From the airport to the island, he experienced the city in full force. Horns blaring, buses squeezing through impossible gaps, street vendors knocking on windows. It was chaotic, but he didn't mind. He believed he was there for something important. Amara met him at a restaurant in Victoria Island. She was confident, well-spoken, and clearly independent. Their first conversation flowed easily. She talked about her business, the challenges of importing fabrics, unreliable electricity, and managing staff. Tobi liked her honesty. Over the next 2 weeks, they saw each other often. Dinners, church services, short drives around Lekki Phase 1. Tobi made his intentions clear early. He wasn't interested in casual dating. He wanted something serious, something that could lead to marriage. Amara agreed. At least, that was what she said. Behind the scenes, things were not as clean.
Did anyone see you?
No, I am certain.
Chike had been in her life for years. Their relationship had ended badly, but it had never truly ended. He still called, she still responded. What started as occasional check-ins quickly turned into secret meetings once Tobi arrived. She told herself it didn't mean anything. She said she needed closure, but she never told Tobi. Meanwhile, Tobi was moving forward. He began discussing visa options with her. He explained timelines, paperwork, and what would be required for her to relocate. Amara seemed interested, but delays started coming up. At first, Tobi was patient. Lagos was unpredictable. Systems didn't always work. He understood that. But small inconsistencies started piling up. She missed calls at odd hours. Sometimes she claimed she was asleep, but her WhatsApp would show she was online. Other times she would cancel plans last minute with weak explanations.
Tobi noticed, but he didn't confront her immediately. He wanted to be sure. The confirmation came unexpectedly. One evening, after she told him she was home for the night, Tobi received a message from an unknown number. It was brief. At first, he ignored it. Lagos was full of pranks and mischief. But something about the message stayed with him. After an hour of overthinking, he got into a ride and headed there. Traffic was heavy as usual. The driver complained the entire way, but Tobi barely heard him. His mind was focused on one question. What if it was true? When he finally arrived, the lounge was busy. Music was loud, people were drinking, laughing, moving freely. Then he saw her. Amara was sitting close to Chike, closer than any explanation could justify. His hand rested casually on her thigh. She didn't move it away. Tobi stood there for a moment, watching, processing. Then he walked forward. Amara saw him first. Her expression changed instantly, from relaxed to shocked. Chike looked confused, then defensive. Tobi didn't raise his voice. That made it worse. The conversation that followed was tense and uncomfortable. Amara tried to downplay everything, but the situation spoke for itself. There was no misunderstanding. She had been seeing both of them. The next day, Tobi went to see Pastor Adewale. He explained everything in detail. The pastor listened quietly, then shook his head.
Tobi ended the relationship immediately. He didn't argue, didn't negotiate, didn't give second chances. He returned to America as planned. Months later, things improved for him. He focused on work, restructured his priorities, and eventually met someone else through mutual friends. Someone consistent, transparent, and serious. Amara's situation turned out differently. Chike was never committed. Once Tobi was out of the picture, his interest faded. Within weeks, he stopped showing up completely. She was left alone, dealing with the consequences of her choices. Her business struggled for a while, partly because she lost focus during the entire situation. It took time for her to stabilize again. Years later, Tobi returned to Lagos for a short visit. By then, he was married. He saw Pastor Adewale again. The older man simply said, Tobi nodded. Some lessons are expensive, but necessary. Moral lesson. When honesty is missing at the foundation, no relationship, no matter how promising, can survive.